Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Roadhouse. Roadhouse. Roadhouse. Roadhouse. I watched it. I watched Roadhouse, directed by Doug Liman. Doug Liman made this movie. Doug Liman, what's out here making Roadhouse for? Where's Age of Tomorrow 2? I've been waiting for a long time. Where is it? When is it coming out? I want to watch it now. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Roadhouse. Welcome back to my channel, to a review of some kind that I haven't scripted again, because I don't seem to script my film reviews for some reason, because I'm underprepared and I need to get a video out. And I watched Roadhouse, so I'm going to talk about Roadhouse because I feel like talking about Roadhouse. Don't come at me. Roadhouse, directed by Doug Liman, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor, Jessica Williams, Daniela Melchior, don't know how you say her name, but she's in it, and other guys that you would know. There's quite a lot of guys, quite a lot of them guys that have got them faces where when you see them, you're like, oh, it's that guy. There's a lot of those guys in this film. What is Roadhouse? Well, Roadhouse is about Jake Gyllenhaal, former UFC fighter, disgraced UFC fighter now in the context of this film, and he becomes the bouncer, the head bouncer for this bar called Roadhouse, the Roadhouse. And then there's these guys trying to get the bar for nefarious reasons. Nefarious guys. That's the plot of Roadhouse, and he has to stop them because he's Jake Gyllenhaal, UFC fighter. Also, because he's a UFC fighter, he's also like a militiaman of some kind that can fight these these criminals. They're criminals. They're not highly trained professionals, really. Except for Conor McGregor. So let's get the big thing out of the way about this film instantly. Conor McGregor as Knox is ridiculous, but I love it. That's kind of the whole thing with this film. This film is ridiculous. It really is. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. And Conor McGregor is like the antithesis of this film to a T, honestly. Over the top, braggadocious, not really real, to be honest. I can't explain it. He's a caricature of what the villain would be in a film like this. That's the best way I can describe Conor McGregor in this. His performance isn't great. I'm gonna get it out there, it's not amazing. But I like that he came into it with such an honesty at the same time, because I've seen interviews of him talking about it, and he's very open about how he's not acted before, and this is like new to him. I seen an interview with him and Gyllenhaal, and he said that Gyllenhaal is apparently said he's a white belt in this type of thing, and Gyllenhaal's the black belt, so he's here to learn. And I feel like this was a really good learning experience, and full credit to the writers and Doug Liman, the director, for managing to capture Conor McGregor and take the fact that he's not a trained actor and still make him so goddamn entertaining in this film. He is so fun to watch and is probably the highlight of the whole thing, to be honest. Anytime he's on screen, it's that ridiculous and over the top that I honestly feel like they couldn't have got anybody else to play him. I couldn't see anybody else playing this character and making it work the way that Conor McGregor makes it work, and that's full testament to him. From his first appearance, when he's falling out of windows naked and walking through streets, it just gives me the feeling that he wasn't meant to be there. He just turned up naked, and they were like, Conor, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you like that? He's great. He's so charismatic and entertaining to watch. He really plays off Gyllenhaal's straight man really well, and every line is delivered with this weird comedic accent that I can't explain. And you've seen the clips of him all night from the film. You know what he's like. You've seen the
I can't see what this is about. Where the fuck is everyone?
You've seen that bit. He still has that sort of crazy leprechaun twinge to him that he's kind of known for. You know, that jackal element that made him famous in the first place. But I'm going to stop talking about Conor McGregor now. I'm not going to make the whole review about Conor McGregor. He is my main positive of the whole thing in a way. But I'm going to talk about other positives that I like before I get onto some stuff that I'm not a huge fan of. Gyllenhaal's good. Gyllenhaal's always good. Justice for Gyllenhaal. I think the guy gets too tough of a time. I get it. He was a bit of a dick to Taylor Swift, but he gets too hard of a time for it because I quite like Gyllenhaal. Does Gyllenhaal seem like a bit of a weird guy? Yeah, kind of, but I think he plays into it in the way he presents himself. I think he knows he's perceived like that, so he just sort of leans into it. But he seems like a chill dude, in all honesty, and I like him here. Dude is jacked. Dude is ripped. I gotta admit, like, he is ripped for this film. Sometimes you just see things and you're like, damn, I gotta go to the gym more. I'm going to the gym again because I watched this movie. I maybe want to go to the gym again. I want to change careers now. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to become a UFC fighter. I want to be a bouncer at a bar in America on the coast fighting Conor McGregor. I don't want to do that. I might die. But Gyllenhaal does it pretty well in this film. He's very straight. He's not really charismatic. He's just sort of like And I like that. I think he plays it well. I haven't seen Roadhouse, the original, with Patrick Swayze. So I have nothing to compare to it. I don't know what he's like. But I have seen Roadhouse. If you know, you know. Honestly, that Family Guy bit is the only thing I could think about when I was watching that film. Just Peter Griffin going, Roadhouse. That was it. That was all that was going through my mind. All the rest of the actors outside Gyllenhaal and McGregor are fine. I feel like they know what they're in. Even Gyllenhaal knows what he's in. The type of film that it is. It's just a fun, entertaining film. You don't really have to go in and do this crazy, complex performance. You just go in, get the job done, and this film will do well. It'll make money. Let people have a good time watching it. It's a fun piece of cinema. I like Jessica Williams. I like Daniela Melchior. They're good in anything they're in, and they just sort of lend themselves well to this, and they do a decent job here, so they do. I'm going to get on to some of the more technical aspects and the story stuff and where it sort of loses me. The cinematography in this film is weird. This film is shot weird, and I don't know how to feel about it. It adopts these really, really wide angles, kind of like the most recent Hunger Games that came out, not like a Yorgos Lanthimos wide angle. But this film, like the Hunger Games one, is really wide all the time. It's the whole thing was shot on wide angles. But the issue for me comes, I feel like Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Things, Mabobs, it did it well where it wasn't too in your face in a way. You could tell it was there. For someone like me, I would tell it was there. A traditional moviegoer wouldn't notice, but they did a well balancing it. It did have a few moments where it sort of didn't work, but it did a good job with how it looked visually. This is different. This is really wide, and it doesn't balance it as well. There's some weird blocking here. There's points where there's actors directly in the middle of the screen talking to somebody who's on the right of the screen, and if I do it here, so I would be here talking, and somebody would be here having the dialogue with me, and they would still be in this corner, and there would just be this huge amount of space on the left hand side. I didn't know how to feel about it. Sometimes the wide angles worked, and it works fantastically for the action scenes. The action scenes here are immense. They're really over the top. They're really cartoony, and the hand-to-hand combat stuff is fantastic. There is weird CGI moments. That bit in the bridge where Gyllenhaal gets hit with a car, it looked a bit funky. It does work for elements here. The last fight, the last act with Gyllenhaal, Dalton, and McGregor's Knox, when they're going toe to toe, fist to fist, it's fantastic. It's really well done. I was there for it. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, this is so entertaining. And it was brutal. It was hard hitting. You felt the weight of the punches. And I think the way they shot that worked for that. It was just in the more intimate dialogue scenes. It kind of made you feel distance from it because it was so wide. That works sometimes. The narrative, whoa, this is a long movie. I don't think it needs to be as long as it is. I think the original is like 90 minutes. This is like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. This is long, and it is slower than you would think. It takes a while to get going, really. It takes its time to set up Gyllenhaal. I would argue it doesn't really get going until Conor McGregor comes into it, and he doesn't come into it for like, I think an hour, near close to it. So it is slow at points. It sort of goes off the rails a wee bit in its story, including all this stuff with like the guys trying to take the Roadhouse for like their nefarious dealings and stuff like that there. I don't hate it. They're doing their criminal stuff to try and get the Roadhouse. I've never seen the original movie. That's the part of the original too. I much more enjoyed it when it focused on the aspects of Gyllenhaal just being a bouncer in this bar, and I get you to have your stakes, and it does have the stakes well, and it does include characters and enemies that work well, but I feel it kind of loses itself and goes off the rails and becomes this sort of generic action thriller instead of being this unique bar fighting thing that it was in the first half, and it just completely changes directions. I'm probably reading into it too much. So yeah, the one last thing I want to say about this film is I kind of wish it got a theatrical release. I was told it didn't by my mate. We watched this and he said it didn't because they took more budget over a theatrical release, but at the same time I think it would have been cool to see this in a theater. I feel like this is a real theater film and a box office draw. I think people will go and see this. It's got Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal, and I think it would easily have made his budget back. So to not seek out a theatrical release, it's kind of disappointing because it is, in a way, it feels like it was made for a big screen, especially with the wide angles. So yeah, Roadhouse, perfectly fine, perfectly fun. If it's the type of thing you want to watch, then I would recommend it. It's entertaining in good ways. It does have some issues, yeah. Every film has issues, but it's fun. It's entertaining. So yeah, Roadhouse. That's that. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. I'll see you when I see you.